Hello once again YouTube, it is the Thunder Media here, and today I am making, finally, another Thunder Discusses. It's been like 55 years since I last made a Thunder Discusses, but hey, I'm back. So last week I made a video on the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a little reaction video. I react to all three trailers, well, three of the trailers that have come out, and yeah, so there's that video for you guys to check out, but now I'm gonna go a little bit more in-depth, more analytical on this video. Basically, I'm gonna talk about what I've seen from it, and what I've seen from the trailers, and what I expect to see. So first of all, the talking point that I remember hearing was Mario. Basically the whole, oh my god, Mario's not being voiced by Charles Manson, why is Chris Pratt voicing him? Okay, I will be honest, I don't really care too much about Mario's voice being voiced by Chris Pratt. Like, I understand maybe why people would be upset that Chris Pratt is voicing Mario, that, oh my god, Mario doesn't have the Italian voice, or, oh my god, Mario needs to have his original voice, I don't know what is it with me. So, I guess one of the reasons why it doesn't really bother me as much is because, so here's the thing, right? For anyone that doesn't know, I used to be a Mario Plush channel. I was making Mario Plush videos and such, so when I would see consistent videos of Mario Plush videos and Mario's voice being consistently different, or yeah, being consistently different, it got to the point where I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I'm used to this. I'm used to hearing Mario have a different voice every single time. I mean, yeah, of course you'd have the Italian Mario, you'd have just Mario would have a bland, normal voice. But for me, it's like, I'm just so used to it that Chris Pratt voicing Mario is going to be something new. It's going to be a different experience, perhaps. It's going to be different than having to hear a traditional Mario Italian voice. Now, having said that, Mario, this is a professional movie. This is a big budget movie, so I can understand why people would be frustrated, because this ain't like some YouTube video. This ain't a Plush video where, only a couple thousands of people will see it. No, this is like millions of people are going to see this. Millions of dollars have been funded into this, so I can see why. And also, last time there was a Mario movie, yeah, it was not great. The reviews were not great, so seeing this movie and what if Chris Pratt fails is like, okay, Mario has 2 bad movies on his record. That does not look good. So I understand, like, people would be a little bit upset that Chris Pratt is voicing Mario because, oh my god, we have Charles Manson and we need to take every big chance or take this only golden opportunity. So I understand the frustration, but at the same time, I'm also okay to see this change. If Chris Pratt does well, then I think the whole Mario voice, for me, is just going to go completely out the window. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, alright, cool, we saw this version of Mario, but Chris Pratt doing well. I mean, that's the one thing, is that I do hope that Chris Pratt does well with the Mario voice. I hope that we do see Mario as a character do well, because the last thing I don't want to see Chris Pratt fail. That's the thing. I do not want to see it fail, but if it does fail, then holy moly, that will ruin this movie for a lot of people. So for me, I'm okay with the change, as long as, we see something good out of this. Like, if Chris Pratt just lazily voices Mario and it's just like the voice acting is poor, like you can tell like they didn't really care about the movie, then yeah, that's where it becomes an issue. And I don't think it'd be down to, what's it called? I was gonna say, like, I mean, it all depends on Chris Pratt's performance as well. Like, if he just performs bad, or if he performs really good but the movie is just dog crap, then I think that one of the blaming points will be Chris Pratt. Like, oh my god, Mario's being voiced by Chris Pratt. This movie is dog shit. But if Chris Pratt performs really bad, then okay, yeah, it could really end really bad. So for me, yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Like, as long as Chris Pratt does well, then I think that this movie will be fine for the most part. Now, the one thing I've noticed is that Mario and Luigi in this movie have a backstory. Like, you kind of see Mario and Luigi as plumbers in this I think one of the trailers. So my guess from this is that we may see like an origin story, or it could either be an origin story, or it could be like some voiceover story, like Mario's like, I used to be a plumber back in the day. My brother Luigi was blah 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 blah, or something like that. So that would be my guess, is that either we're going to get like a short monologue, or a 2-minute monologue of Mario talking about his backstory or something, or we could get like a full in-depth 20 minutes, because Mario is shown in the scene to teleport into the Mushroom Kingdom. So maybe we're more likely to get like 20 minutes of a backstory, like Mario, Luigi, you know, being brothers or being plumbers, whatever. So that seems to be the very most likely. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with this. I mean, listen, it's the first movie, so I think it's okay to have a backstory. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to also, you know, just jump straight to the point. Like, oh, look at this, Mario and Luigi are already in the Mushroom Kingdom. But seeing a backstory to Mario and Luigi would be nice to have. So yeah, we'll see how they pull this off. I think with Mario and Luigi as well having an origin story, you then begin to see that Mario will have to relearn things, or will have to learn things. So what seems very common for Mario is to basically punch item boxes, jump, get through levels. What we see in the trailers is that Mario is having to learn the obstacles. Like, basically he's having, if you saw basically this scene, you see that Mario is learning, and that's what we're going to see throughout this movie. The one thing I don't want to see is like just Mario get it down the first try. Like, I want to see, like, if we're going to have an origin story, then Mario needs to fail. Like, we'll have to fail, like, throughout this movie, and not just get it all down perfectly. Like, oh my god, look at Mario, he's doing it so good! Ah! Like, we gotta see some struggle from Mario, and I think we may see that. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So I think, yeah, we're definitely gonna see Mario learn, just because it's an origin story, and maybe once he enters the Mushroom Kingdom, like, everything will look unfamiliar for him, but we'll see Mario grow as a character. Like, we'll see Mario go from just an ordinary plumber to a hero in the end. So I think what's also interesting is the story, is what story they're going to go with this movie. And I had ideas in my head, like, oh, Bowser kidnaps the star. I mean, that seems to be what's going to happen. But I think another idea I had is like a Finding Luigi type story. Like, basically Luigi gets kidnapped. Maybe this could come toward the middle of the movie where Luigi does get kidnapped, but I feel like for the most part, I think Luigi will get kidnapped. I think around 30 minutes into the movie. I don't know. I could be wrong. We could see Luigi get kidnapped early into the movie, and that could be the whole story. That could be a story, plot point of the movie. But as well, Bowser using the star to basically, yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know. We'll have to see. But like, we'll have to see what Bowser does with the star, whether it makes it invincible or what powers it gives him. Because we do see a power that Bowser uses in the trailer, and basically he's able to move Luigi through force. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. Maybe, who knows? Maybe like the star in the end, we might. Okay, I'll get to this point later. But like, yeah, it's very different to what we see in the video games. So basically, in video games, we see Mario and Peach getting kidnapped, and then Mario and Luigi have to save him, or save her. Blah. What the fuck? We are getting something different. Bowser's capturing a star, and he's capturing Luigi instead of the princess. So yeah. And speaking of the princess, actually, so Princess Peach is different in this movie. So basically, instead of being the princess that gets kidnapped by freaking Bowser every 4 seconds, we're gonna see more likely Peach be useful in this movie. We're gonna see her like actually be able to do something. Who knows? Maybe she can fight off some actual like enemies in this movie. Like, I don't know, she can fight off a couple Koopas. Maybe she can fight off a couple Goombas or whatever. I don't know. Which, yeah, we do see the introduction of the Koopas. We do see introduction of those enemies. Whether we see the Koopalings, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see Bowser Jr. I don't, judging from this movie, it doesn't look like Bowser Jr. is going to appear in this movie. Maybe they could save that for a second movie, but listen, let's wait for this movie to do well before predicting second movies. But I think we are going to see Bowser. We are going to see some of the Koopalings. And that's about it. I don't think we're going to see Bowser Jr. I don't think we're going to see the Koopalings. And I don't think we're going to see, what's another one we might not? We might not see even any other villains in general. So, like, I don't know, maybe any villains from the Mario and Luigi series. I don't think we're going to see any of those. Just going to be starting off simple, and then that's about it. So, anyways, back to Peach. So, Peach is going to look to do a lot more. And I'm very curious to see how they're going to pull off Peach. It's going to be interesting to see what her personality is like. So, I think I'd want to see a scene where Peach and Bowser are in the same scene and just see how that goes. Like, whether Peach is scared or Peach is just like, I don't care, or maybe Bowser's just like, I don't care about kidnapping you. Yeah, end of story. So she definitely will have a lot more resources from the looks of it. I think judging from when you see the Mario Kart scene, when you see that she's talking to all the Toads, she'll definitely have a complete different personality to what we see in the games. And I'd like to say that, this will be a lot better than what we see in the game, but who knows? Maybe she looks all tough and such, but she's actually really annoying in the movie. So let's hope she's not as annoying in the movie, and let's hope that, she can come useful in this movie where, she can come up with something on her own. So now, one thing I did notice in the trailers was the lack of a green Yoshi, or like whether if Yoshi's just going to be used as a side character, or if Yoshi's going to be a main character. Because in terms of a main character, it doesn't look like Yoshi's going to be a main character. And I don't think we're going to see Yoshi talk. Maybe we're going to see Yoshi make sound effects, like here and there. It goes like, Yoshi! Or something like that. But I do not think we're going to see... It just doesn't look to me like we're going to see Yoshi as like a main character. We're not going to see Yoshi speak like a human. That's going to be interesting to see what they do. Imagine they don't include green Yoshi in this. Like, you see all the different colored Yoshis in the background, but you don't see the green Yoshis. Like, where's green Yoshi? Because the one thing I noticed from the original, if I remember from the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the original one, the 1993, or should I say the Nightmare Mario movie, the one thing I noticed is that when they did the Yoshi, he's basically Bowser's pet, and he's like trapped and he's all miniature-like. Like, he's very small compared to... You would expect Yoshi to maybe be taller or something, but... So, I think with this movie, like, we are gonna see Yoshi, like, more closer to the games. If he does appear, that is. If he doesn't appear, then it's like... That would be such a big wasted opportunity, because... We see Mario traversing through the levels. Like, we've seen scenes and snapshots where... Mario is traversing through worlds like the desert. We see him traverse through. Maybe we might see him underwater. We might see him just, or even like in an open flower field or something. Like, we see him in all these areas. So it's like, to not see Yoshi in any of this movie, like even just like a green Yoshi, like a Yoshi that will be a main part of the movie, like to see the absence of that would feel very like a huge missed opportunity. So I'm curious to see what they do with Yoshi, whether he's an actual main character in this movie or whether if he's just a background character, like, oh, look at this, we couldn't find a way, even though there's a golden opportunity to use Yoshi in this movie, but yeah, he's just a background character. Because if he's just a background character, then I'm just gonna be, yeah, I wouldn't know how to feel about that. So I did talk about the Mario power-up. So yeah, we do see Fire Flower, and especially with Donkey Kong using the Fire Flower, we do see him turn into Fire Donkey Kong. So that's going to be very interesting for me to see what they do with that. I mean, it will introduce new possibilities. Who knows? Maybe we could see like different characters take. Maybe we might see Toad with the Fire Flower. I don't know. I mean, even though some of these Toads look useless, and heck, we do see the original Red Toad. He looks like he's gonna be useful in this movie. We could see him in different power-ups. As for what power-ups they will introduce, I think we will definitely see the Fire Flower. But another thing is, we might see the Star power-up. And I think maybe the Star is gonna do a lot more than just invincibility. Maybe when Mario, in the final battle, when Mario does save the Star, and I have a feeling like if he does get the Star, he's gonna use it. So when he does get the Star, I feel like it's gonna be a lot more than just invincibility. It's gonna, there's gonna be like power-ups, or like maybe you have like a combined amount of power-ups or something. Maybe if they're gonna traverse through the levels, what I could say is that maybe they'll include the penguin suit in this movie, or as a joke, they could also use the mini mushroom. They could probably use the mini mushroom as like a joke, like, oh, look at me, I'm miniature, get me grow bigger or something. I don't know. They could do something like that. So I think those are like some power-ups that we could see in the movie. But other than that, I think we're going to start off very simple. I don't think they're going to include like an Acorn Mario. I don't think they're going to include... Oh, actually no. We might see Tanuki Mario. I would not be surprised if we see Tanuki Mario. I think Tanuki Mario seems very iconic, and for him to come back, or for Tanuki Mario to come back in the Super Mario Bros. Movie would not be surprising at all. So I think we could see Tanuki Mario in this movie, and yeah, that'd be great to have. So I think like 3 or 4 power-ups to start off would be great. And then afterwards, it depends what they do after, with the second movie or whatever, we could see more power-ups introduced. But for now, I think don't expect too many power-ups in this movie. I would say don't expect too many. The last scene that caught my attention was Rainbow Road. So we do see Mario Kart, and we do see Rainbow Road. We see like a little segment. I think like this part of the movie will come toward the middle of the end. We might see this toward the middle of the end. Not exactly the final boss. I don't think it will be the final boss battle, but I think it will be like a second to final boss, or second to final battle. So yeah, as for the whole idea with Rainbow Road, I just hope it serves a purpose. My biggest fear is that this Rainbow Road scene will just be there to appease the fans. It'll be like, oh my god, look at this, it's Rainbow Road. I know there's no use, but here's Rainbow Road. Like, cause here's the thing, it looks great. I like the idea that they're gonna use Rainbow Road in a Mario movie. Cause we see Bowser's Castle, we already know this is Bowser's Castle, but when you think of Rainbow Road, you think, I mean, that's something that comes to mind when you think of Mario, is Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road is a staple of Mario Kart, and for Rainbow Road to be included in a Mario Kart scene is great. As for how they pull it off, as for whether they give it a purpose, whether there's a use for it, that's where I get a little bit worried, because what if they screw this up? What if this scene doesn't have a purpose? And I do trust that they found a purpose for this scene, or I just hope that they don't just like include it in, like, oh yeah, here's Rainbow Road because you guys like it. Is there a use? No, but here it is. That's my fear. And if that fear does come true, then that epic Rainbow Road scene, or potential epic Rainbow Road scene, could just derail it a little bit. Just could kind of ruin it. So that is all that I have today to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Am I going to be looking forward to this movie? Of course. Of course. I'm going to be... I mean, it's been 30 years since the last Super Mario Bros. Movie. To put that into perspective, I wasn't even born during the last time it was released, so... It'll be great to see what they do with this movie, what they do with this animation. It won't be a real-life approach. It will be a more standard animated movie. It'll be great to see what they do with this movie. So, as for anything else, no, that's about it. So, if you guys want me to talk about anything, let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to check out my previous videos, and also if you're interested, if I did mention my plush channel, so if you're curious to check that out as well. There's some videos on there uploaded, so yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys, and I like bacon!